Now, the second point I want to talk about is how do you get buy-in to these goals once you do this. So many times when we say, here's what we have, here's our goal, and we start working on it, and then we just use verbal persuasion. We send out emails. We give little pep talks in hallways and meetings. We do one-on-ones where we say, we're not getting it, we're not getting it, we're not getting buy-in, and so we increase the volume and the frequency. You know what that's called? Nagging, you know? And then we go to PowerPoint. Maybe PowerPoint will make a difference. And so we have big charts about how we are and where we're falling short and whatnot. And then that's not working. So what do? We increase the font size and the color. You know what that's called? PowerPoint nagging, you know? But it's just not working. How do you get buy-in? I want to tell a story that shows a method in the story. This CEO with the continuing decreasing service quality scores was a very bright fellow. He got his 400 managers together. And he said, we've had two groups figure out how we're going to change this. And I want to tell you a story so that we can get this work done. And he told a story about his neighbor knocking on his door. And he told a story about how he got two groups of nurses to go out and say, what are the best practices? And they came back and created an acronym of the 5 vital behaviors that the hospital needed to do. All 4,000 employees, habitually and voluntarily in the absence of supervision. SMILE is an acronym. SMILE, make eye contact, identify yourself, let people know what you're doing and why, and end every interaction by asking, is there anything else we can do? He told that story, not revealing the SMILE, but the point is he started over here. PowerPoint ends here. See, PowerPoint ends where the conclusion is, where you ended, so it doesn't carry people along with them, where a good story starts at the beginning and helps them see all of the pieces that leads to a certain conclusion. Continuing as a story. He said, when I grew up, my dad was in the military, and I had 3 brothers, and we traveled all over the world. And every 4th of July, my dad in full uniform, we in scout uniforms, and my mother in a scout leader uniform would take a little drum and a flag and go around to the back yard and do the Pledge of Allegiance. He said, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce my mother. And she came from the back in a scout uniform, and with her, the first VP in a scout uniform carrying a flag that said SMILE, and then 2 of them behind, and the one on the back hitting a little drum. And they came to the front, and the one posted the flag, and the other one sat down, and they said, let me tell you about SMILE, and let me tell you why it's important. I've had this problem and this problem. My husband passed away who did this. I have friends who've done this, and family members who've done that, and I've seen it where it hurt, where we were ignored and where things were delayed and where there was people who would come in and, what can I do for you? He said, and I've seen it the other way where people smiled. And then like Uncle Sam, she looked at him. And she said, our patients deserve it, and you can do it. And then she marched off to applause. Well, after that, they had a little picture of his mom looking like that, and they had SMILE on the side, and they practiced it in their team for 30 minutes. Do you think they achieved that goal? First month the scores went this way, then for 8 months in a row it improved to where they got best in class for large hospitals. That's what influencers do. When setting goals, clarify what you really want. Don't settle. Don't satisfy. Don't just get the metrics in there. Get what you really want, including sustainability. And finally, help people get buy-in by helping them with stories to connect to the human consequences. So it's just not a head thing, but it's a head and heart thing.